Good evening, I'm Brett Baer. The world leader who is seemingly running the show at the moment in the Syria standoff took to an American newspaper to rebuke and even mock the President of the United States. Chief White House correspondent Ed Henry on a most unusual form of communication.
Thank you very much, everybody.
President Obama ignored shouted questions about a blistering op-ed from Russian President Vladimir Putin, trying to focus on the positive he believes may come from Secretary of State John Kerry's talks with his Russian counterpart.
I am hopeful that the discussions that Secretary Kerry had with Foreign Minister Lavrov, as well as some of the other players in this, can yield a concrete result.
Yet there are fresh doubts about whether the U.S. can trust Putin after he again poked a finger or two in Mr. Obama's eye. Writing in a New York Times op-ed, America is no longer a model of democracy, comparing the president to George W. Bush by declaring he only wants to rely on brute force, and firing away at Tuesday night's primetime address, writing, quote, "I would rather disagree with a case he made on American exceptionalism. It is extremely dangerous to encourage people to see themselves as exceptional, whatever the motivation." Bob Menendez, the Democratic chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, said he wanted to vomit, while a series of Republicans like Speaker John Boehner
I was insulted.
and Senator James Inhofe suggested the commander-in-chief looks weak.
To be lectured to by Putin, as we were this morning, it just, it's you know, I can just hear Reagan rolling over in his grave.
Beyond firing back,
unlike Russia, the United States stands up for democratic values and human rights.
White House officials tried to offload some ownership of the crisis on Putin.
Russia has put its credibility on the line in pursuing this with us and others.
Syrian President Bashar al-Assad took his own shots in an interview with a Russian TV network, declaring he will turn over his chemical weapons only if the U.S. closes the military option, and laughing off White House claims that threat of military action forced him to the table.
It's a type of U.S. propaganda because Kerry, its leadership, including Obama, want to always look like winners.
While the White House batted away Putin's claim in his op-ed the Syrian opposition was to blame for the August 21st gas attack, the administration is on defense over rebel charges they feel sold out because U.S. weapons promised months ago are only just arriving.
Supporting the opposition in tangible ways through substantial and stepped-up assistance.
Now, Republican Bob Corker ripped the president, telling CNN he seems, quote, uncomfortable as commander-in-chief. Jay Carney responded today that the American people value a president who does not celebrate decisiveness for the sake of decisiveness, a swipe at his predecessor. Brett.
Ed Henry live on the North Lawn. Ed, thank you.